I can't say that. That's not right. But she did. So, what is empathy? And why is this important to you as a leader? I'm Eric with Leadership Developed. Today, as we continue this month of the leader's mindset, we're going to talk about the empathy that a leader needs to effectively have a genuine interest in the people around them. But while I have your attention, hey, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Also, hey, hit subscribe. That will really help us spread our message to other growing leaders who need to hear this. So, growing up in North Dakota, yes, North Dakota, my mom was very good about laying on the guilt trip. She was very good about helping me understand what empathy was, and not in a really direct way of saying this is what empathy is, but it was more like, Eric, how would you feel if somebody did that to you? And it wasn't like I could just sit there and be quiet. I actually had to answer back, going, okay, how would I feel if somebody did that to me? Then, as I got a little bit older, we started growing this conversation into, okay, how do you think they feel? You didn't do anything to them, but yeah, how do you think they're feeling right now? And we started talking about what the worst case is and what the best case is. And in there, somewhere in between, is the truth. As an adult, it was easy for me to be able to understand empathy. I was able to connect with other people by understanding what they're going through. And that's a good imagination of putting myself in their position. How would I feel about this? How would I react to this? It also benefited me as I would read about other successful leaders about what they went through, using my imagination and putting myself in their shoes of what they felt, of what that position and that stress was for them to be able to overcome the challenges and to be successful. Empathy for a leader is great in many different ways. One, it helps you connect with your people. Two, it allows you to learn from other people's success, from other leaders' successes. As I continue to grow as a leader, empathy benefits me to help understand not my experiences, but the experiences of other people. You see, it's a matter of putting myself in their shoes, listening to their stories, how they handled it, allowing them to talk to me about how their process, their experience, their feelings of what they went through. Because of empathy, it allowed me to be curious about their situation. So for me to understand corporate experiences came through sitting and listening to everyone talk about work. And they would apologize all the time for it, but I wanted them to talk about it. I wanted to sit there and listen to their stories about their challenges, what they're facing, who they're dealing with, and how they're approaching their solutions. That allowed me to sit there and listen, put myself in that situation, and figure out what do I know, what I don't know, and what am I assuming. And trust me, I'm assuming a lot because what the problem is I'll start putting in answers to fill in the gaps. And that's why you have to be able to identify what is assumed and what is known. As people were talking about their day at work and their challenges at work, I was able to ask the questions. Be curious, have genuine interest in what they're doing. It took a lot of them by surprise because they wouldn't expect somebody to actually be interested in their day-to-day grind. But for me, trying to understand what the situation was about was the whole, what did you feel? What stress is there? How are they feeling? Did you make a judgment call or are you making an evaluation call? So this kind of culminates a lot of things that we talked about in this month with the leader's mindset. Be curious, adapt or die. Grow. If you're not growing, you're dying. What is easy? What is right? Your ego. I mean, we have all these videos that we just did are coming together. They're piecing together. And this is where you, as a leader, can start using all this stuff by bringing in empathy, to be able to be curious, to face the brutal facts, to know what you're preaching and what you're tolerating, to evaluate and reflect. And when you practice your techniques with empathy, you will start growing a more following of people who depend on you, who will trust you, who will show you their vulnerable side so you can help them become better. Because that's what leadership is. Leadership is just creating the environment for other people to achieve success. Whether it's personal success, organizational success, you as a leader are providing that environment. I'm Eric with Leadership Developed. You see this logo? If you want to subscribe, please hit it. Otherwise, if you missed yesterday's video, it's right here. Give that a click. If you really want to know what I'm passionate about, check this video right here. We will talk to you again tomorrow.